there's no other side matches happening as well. This is just the one match done, and we're done basically. So the top 2 from this match will be going to the losers final tomorrow, and the bottom 2 will be eliminated from the tournament. So at the moment, all but is already known. The 2 winners finals players are Mime Deska, Auris, and Forever. We're already qualified tomorrow for the winners finals. So now we'll be deciding who will be the 2 people who will be playing against the 2 losers from the winners final tomorrow. Also be playing on stage. So we can go into the in-game view as well. So we have all players already on the server. Already, as we're going to be slowly setting up all the things up. And it's going to be this final match that's going to be really decisive already from what when I spoke with Bits and Zinc behind the scenes, that it was really close also between all of them 3, and Kaspa as well. It was a really close top 3, just like we had on stream as well. And one like Bresso was quite dominating, but let's see how that will match up against Bits and Bresso on the sidelines as well. So currently the matches will here be Johan, Zinc, Bresso. And we have a bit missing. Also, all the time we had seen as a bit of a, let's just say, usuality so far that Bits, comes on a bit late. Other than that, we're just waiting for Bits to join the server, and we should all be good. Now, currently, I see that on the... Okay, he's a bit practicing at the moment. He's doing a couple last runs, 1 round for each of the maps to just get ready into the matches. But now let's see how everything will be going. What is the time? Oh, 22 minutes. All right, so yeah, Cam's also ready to go. But we're currently just waiting for Bits all the time, at least currently. So tomorrow, the winners and lowers final will be played also in the same reverse cup mode, starting from 100 points. But the grand final will be played with starting 120 points, and we're playing till 3 people are fully eliminated. So it will end with a 1v1 between the top 2 players at the very end to decide who will be the winner of the tournament. So slowly players are just warming up at the moment. Waiting for Bits as well to join in. After the match, we will have interviews with the top 2 players who also qualified from this match. So that's something that we'll also hear how they have reacted to all this event and how their impressions, because there are a lot of people, like especially when Bits and Zinc said that since they had a really tense match at the very end, and they was like, oh man, we have to play another one today. It's gonna be kind of crazy. So yeah, finally Bits has joined, so we should be getting ready at any moment right now, and we'll be starting the final match of the day. It's gonna be between Bits, Bresso, Johan, and Zinc. Top 2 players who go to the onstage finals parts. The bottom 2 will be eliminated. Also, we had a small prize pool update as well. So all of the goodies that players will be receiving includes like gaming PCs, all the setup as well. In total value of over 2,700 euros. We also had that one thing, so they're getting the same PC that managed to actually squeeze out 1,000 FPS on a game. Like, let's just say some people were not as used to that, let's just say, environment, when I was like, oh man, there's like actual FPS that I have finally. So there were some people who were coming out quite early just to get used to how it's like to play on, let's say, unusual setup. That was brought us here by the sponsors of the event. Yeah, so it's like everything will be soon will be starting to, and we'll be ready to set finally, so we can finally start off the final match. Bessos joined as well. Looks like everyone's ready. And just need to wait for the final command from Cam, and we can start off the match. Everyone's ready. Now we're waiting for Cam to do his things. So meanwhile, we can do a small introduction about the players. So Bits was an ex-TMGL player from the beta season. Has been quite dominant in the Baltic scene as well. Has won multiple Baltic League Trackmania tournaments, also the Baltic Trackmania Championship when it was done 2 years ago. Lately has been starting to get a bit small decline, with some people like Morioka, Noostic, Sander a bit, let's just say, starting to quite challenge him here and there lately. But still, he's one of the best players in the region. Then we have Zinc, who is also quite stepping up his game as well. This likely will not be one of his last LAN events, as he's going to soon start his military service. He can still potentially go out with a very nice result of the event as well. He had some pretty solid performances on the TSCC on certain maps as well, as was like top 8 in the last Baltic League as well. And it's Bresso, who also was a participant in the TMGL mid-season invitational, as well one of the top players who was playing in the Combine for the Trackmania Grand League Challengers as well. And then there's Johan, player who qualified for the end. Not many past results. Was quite dedicated. He came to the event quite early, did a lot of training here on the spot to get used to the device. He was trying to get really consistent. He really did in all of the scrims as well. But like today, when the pressure kicks in, was starting to bit crumble. That's why we see him at the moment in the losers bracket right now. So we'll be starting on Autoencoder, a map by Skifreak and Exotica. That will be the map we'll be starting off. So the top 2 players will be qualified to the to the on-stage finals tomorrow. The bottom 2 will be eliminated. The top 2 players will be playing against the bottom 2 players from the winners bracket final that will be played tomorrow at 2 EEST, which is the 2 p.m. is the local time. So anyway, we're starting off with the final match of the day. Bits, Bresso, Johan, and Zinc. Final 4 players who are left need to play today will be all decided on who goes home and who continues on the event tomorrow. Seems like Zinc with not the best of starts so far. Bits and Johan are now at the 1-2 positions. Bresso had a really nice match in the previous round. Also, let's see if he'll be able to keep up with the pace and also have the same kind of momentum going in this match. Zinc is behind 0.4, currently Bits leading. All players maintain the gear coming from this part. Bit of an outside line, trying to keep the momentum going from the dirt part. Bit of an outside, first outside drift from Johan, allows Bresso to catch up. Bits increases a tiny bit of lead, has to do a small release to adjust the line. Johan playing safe, trying to approach the dirt uphill from the middle. Bits goes for the full outside. Zinc is quite pushing it, catches it up on the Bresso a bit. Bresso with the small bump, Zinc as well, and it will not allow Zinc to overtake Bresso at the end. Bresso with a very risky inside approach right there. Was very, very close on potentially even sniping Johan, but Johan maintains his top 2 position in the round. And after the first round, Bits is leading, followed by Johan, Bresso, and Zinc. If Johan continues this, he can potentially do his scrim results, but he did place second. Bresso with not the best start so far, got a bit too much airtime in some parts. Zinc with a small adjustment, still maintains the momentum, but not as much exit speed as the rest of the players in the field. Bits with a nice lead. Johan and Bresso in a solid fight for second, third. Bits comes and says, no, it's going to be a 3-way fight for that second place. Also Bits with small release, so loses a bit of momentum, allows other 3-0 to catch up on the side. Bits is currently leading, got a really nice drift, allowing to give away more exit speed. Seems like a very close fight for the second place between Bresso and Zinc. Johan a bit at the behind, tries to go for the bit of pseudo risky line. Still stays at the third fight, but still a very close fight between the second, third, and fourth. Zinc goes for the outside, trying to get a cleaner approach in the dirt side, trying to get with momentum. Johan with a small bump, and it's gonna be Bits taking it really, really close round, as Bresso had a nicer, closer approach to the finish line, but it was not enough. Zinc maintained his second place, Bresso in third, and Johan in fourth. Now Bits is kind of doing the same thing as Bresso did in the previous match, trying to get those first places in. Bresso had a bit of an iffy start to the round. Not too sure what that was, but he's not calling for a technical pause so far. So but a mistake on his side. This is the potentially final match for some of these players. As Bits makes a mistake, allows Bresso overtakes and cashes in on the mistake. As Zink and Johan are in the 1-2 positions. We saw a lot of people, basically all the players who were playing here, were like coming out really shaky after all of the matches. So definitely the pressure is quite also getting to them. So we might expect some a bit unusual mistakes, let's just say like that, coming out in a couple of the rounds. Zink currently is leading the field, followed by Johan. Johan goes for the pseudo risky approach while taking the outside line. Oh, almost got a nose slide, but didn't save it himself. Thankfully, Bresso and Bits are quite behind with way bigger mistakes. Bresso does the touch the side, Johan as well. Zink takes the finish at least. Was really close on missing it. Johan takes second, Bresso in third, and Bits in fourth. Yeah, a bit unfortunate to minus 10 points now for Bits. And with these kind of bit like all over the place kind of like rounds will definitely make it so the whole points will be looking very spicy right now. As the difference between first and fifth is only 5 points, so you might even see quadruple reverse finalists maybe. No major mistakes at the early on of the map. All players are between 0.1 seconds so far. Oh, Zink with a small adjustment there. Bits has a very nice start, gets to full send it a bit nicely, increasing a small gap, bit too much airtime. Allows Johan and Bresso to catch up and reduce the difference, but meanwhile allows Zink to overtake Bits with a small no slide, as it seems like it. Managed to get a small mistake due to that. Johan is now leading, following by Zink and Bresso in second and third place. Bresso trying to approach a bit more from the outside line, same as Zink. Johan still maintaining his first place in the round. Bresso trying to attack from the other side to reduce the oversteering, gets more speed at the end. Almost bunks it, Bresso snipes it in the end. Johan in second and Zink stays in third place. Very close round between them two, between them three. And Bits with the mistake will be with another minus 10. He started off quite nice, minus 3, and the round 3 and 4 are with the minus 10. And now look at the standings right now. All players are between just 2 points. Zink is smiling me in the eyes now, like watching this. All the fiesta happening is literally can go at any direction. It can go either way. It seems like we'll have a very interesting match so far. So the way how reverse cup mode works is that basically points are kind of like a life bar. The higher position, the less points you lose. And the lower position, the more points you lose. So seems like it's gonna be quite interesting on how this unfolds, especially since after the first map it's basically close to even. On Felina, there's especially a very decisive middle part, and it seems like, especially in this matchup, that some like full sending some specific parts or going for like a close, as optimal as possible approaches will definitely give you a massive advantage, but at the same time, the field was kind of close all the time, like 0.4 in the end as well. As we're starting at the first round with Felina. So Bresso is with the only 1 point gap between Zink and Johan, who are at 75, and Bits is last at 74. Bits had such a good start of the match, but yeah, it's very close. At least the whole leaderboard shows that everyone keeps the gear. Seems like Johan had a bit of a gear loss where he dropped the gear. Yes, due to that, he loses a whole 0.5. Top 3 is still kind of close. Zink with a nice save, managed to save his directional steering at the last moment. Bits and Bresso are Bits is increasing the lead. He had to release. He touched the side, clipped, lost all the momentum from the part. Bresso is risking for the inside, trying to increase the lead. Zink goes for the low jump, gets a bit more closer gap, but nothing too noticeable. Both of them are basically still on the same gap as it was. However, Zink is with full sending at the very end. Johan at the moment in third place, as Bits is not having that great of rounds at least last few rounds, comparing to how it all started. Bresso so far is leading the race with Zink in second place and Johan at the moment in third, and we have pretty solid gaps in this round as Bresso finishes off with a 1 minute time, which is quite far, I would say, from the most optimal, because you can do 59.6 is the current world record. but it's still enough to take that -3 and put himself into the lead of the match. Yeah, Bits definitely need to step up his consistent. He definitely has the pace to even be as one of the top contenders at the very end. But all the time the consistency is here, and this whole format is very consistency favored, and getting the last positions in rounds is really, really costly, especially if you get a DNF at the end. Currently a solid 1-2-3 with Johan being 0.8 behind the race leader Bits. However, it seems like Bresso and Zink are a bit full sending, trying to catch up. Zink gets an unfortunate airtime. He could try to get for the inside line, but had a bit too much momentum going, so it was not possible. So it's first place versus second, and third versus fourth, on who gets basically those extra points reduced, as Bits has increased the lead over Bresso so far. Bresso is in second place, Johan is in third, and it seems like it's going to be a solid 1-3-4 without any controversial endings. It's going to be Bits now getting that -3. So it seems like the match is going to be all over the place. Our Bresso is slowly starting to set himself as a potential contender on making it. Still, the bottom 3 players are just with 1 point difference. Bits and Johan are both tied. Zink was the top 2, but now he's 4th, so it can go literally anyway. And also 7 points is close to nothing. Bits really full send that start. Zink with a very safe upper gear, doesn't allow get the gear properly. Due to that, and seems like it's gonna be a bit of a pack between the top 3 and Zink. Bits currently leading. Bresso's very close, trying to attack from the inside line. We don't see no silly mistakes from Bits' side so far. Seems like a solid first and a solid fight for that second place. Bresso risks for the middle line, trying to get the extra momentum going. Got a really rough landing. Didn't gain too much on Johan. You can really, if you get it really nicely, you can get a massive lead like that, but it's really hard to get properly in the rounds. As actually the top 3 is starting to catch up a bit, as Bits had a bit of a safer approach due to saving a bit too much, has been caught up by both Johan and Bresso. Bresso is trying to challenge Bits, but looks like not going to be enough, and Bits will be handling the win. As we're starting to get like a consistent 1 minute times, as Bits gets a 0.5, Bresso with a 0.6, and Zink, even though having a bit of a safer, bit of a gear loss at the very start, and it was still low, like just what that's unfortunate gear loss literally cost him the round at this point. Bresso this time with an early mistake. Bits, Johan and Zink are kind of close behind. Bits and Zink are currently on 1-2. Johan with a bit of a shaky turn like there, loses a bit of speed. Nothing too much in the end. It's only 0.2 difference, but it can go either anyway. Bits with, Zink with a bit delayed drift, loses a lot of extra speed due to that. Allows Johan to catch up, as Bits creates a bit of a bigger gap so far. It's now a proper fight for second place. Johan gets a very nice drift. Zink gets a bit more extra speed coming down on this part. Seems like Zink really is a bit better than this. Bits saves the dirt hubble way too much, and it actually allows Johan to overtake Bits now for this ending part that he touches and loses all of the momentum. And I think it will even allow Bresso to potentially overtake. However, Bresso's a bit too far back, and the Bits still taking another -3. Zink taking the second. Bit of a fiesta of a round in that sense. A lot of people, a lot of saving happening, and a lot of back and forths. But seems like, yeah, Bresso now with the -10 definitely spice up the leaderboard once again. So now we'll be coming on the map by Deska on Passion. So the points coming out on map after map 2, Bits is leading with 55 points, Bresso in second with 53, Johan with 47, and Zink with 45. There is a bit of a difference now that we're seeing between top 2 and bottom 2. But we will see how all of the, basically these points gaps are going either way, so it's kind of interesting. Sometimes like a player might look dominant, but then like a couple of mistakes here and there, and they get that -10, and they're set down at the leaderboard. So to keep in mind, the bottom 2 players will be eliminated, and the top 2 players from this match will qualify to the on-stage finals in lower bracket final tomorrow. We already have Mime, Deska, Auris, and Forever qualified in the winners final. So this is just deciding who will be the last 2 slots who will play tomorrow. As we're going to be starting out the first round on Passion. So basically at the moment it does look like a match favorite. There had been some issues here and there in terms of his consistency, but he can definitely be the person who can snap this first place in some rounds. So far, no major mistakes so far. Bits touches the penalty glass and loses the gear due to that. Loses a bunch of excess speed. Zink currently leading. Bits dropped the whole 0.5, but due to that mistake, Bresso in the 2nd place at the moment. Johan in 3rd. Oh, sorry, Johan actually made a mistake. Yeah, Sukilo, a lot of mistake. He doesn't have any momentum. Maybe at least he can finish at the very end. Because if you don't finish, you get a minus 15 points at the very end. Zink is currently leading, following by Bresso in 2nd place. 0.5 different from Bits. Bits is actually quite gaining, but I don't think he can gain a whole 0.2. No, it's actually 0.2 now, but I don't think it will be enough to gain anything on Bresso. Zink takes the -3 that he definitely needs, as he's at the bottom of the barrel in terms of points. Bresso with a -5 and Bits with a -7. And then Johan with -10. I believe Johan will be now in last place in total points. So now we have a 2-way tie with the top positions between Bresso and Bits. Zink is a bit behind, like 6 points. And then Johan is in last place with 37. The early silly touches at the start. Top 3 is kind of set in stone. Johan is also close behind. Johan got a very nice exit speed there. Bits as well. Bits increases the lead by 0.3 over 2nd place. Johan has joined the top fight for the top 2. However, didn't get the best exit speed. Zink trying to risk it, got over the bump to get a bit more exit speed than Bresso. Managed to gain up on Bits, but not enough to gain on to give over Bresso, but actually he did in the water part, as Bresso not having the best events allows even Johan to overtake at the very end. Bits will be taking the -3 and Zink will be taking the -5. Wait, where's Bresso? Where's Bresso? Hello? Okay, Bresso finished in the end at least. So I believe if Bresso had the -15 DNF, then I think that would really be painful. But -10 is still quite, let's just say, feelable. Coming up on the... So as Bits makes the early mistake now, touches a lot of momentum now, is being gone from that whole part. He loses a more than 0.8 of a second to the top 3 pack. This gives an opportunity to rest of the field now to catch up and send Bits down the ranking and drain the points from him. Johan at the moment leading, following by Zink in 2nd. Bresso is very close in 3rd. Bresso gets a bit nicer inside line. Still a pretty close pack for the top 3. A bit of a bump from Bresso's side. This loses a tiny bit to Johan, but nothing too much. Zink is still pretty close. Gets a nice, so a bit of a weird outside line, to be honest, from Bresso's side. Johan still maintains his lead, doesn't crash the wall. Will he make the end? Seems like it, yes. Zink almost barely makes. Actually, he snipes Bresso with an inside line, gets the -5. Bresso with a -7, and Bits with the... Actually, he managed to get up quite a bit. He will even manage to almost snipe even... No, not also that, because it's like 2/10 difference. But a relatively close round, but definitely that -10 for Bits is gonna even out the playing field even more, as we're the whole match. I think the biggest difference was like 10 points, so we haven't really between first and last. So this has been a really close match and quite all over the place so far. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how all this will unfold at the end. But it's currently Johan with the touch on the side. Also very bad geared, so that really cancels his momentum coming out of the whole part. So it will just a bit snowball for the next upcoming parts. Oh, Bits lost the gear as well, touched the side. Zink as well. Why did Bresso make a mistake? I think he just tried to play too safe, because Bits managed to gain a pretty solid lead on top of that. Bits is still leading. Bresso is in 2nd. And Zinc is in a solid fourth, so pretty big gaps so far, pretty straightforward round. This will get a -3. But yeah, a bit unfortunate -7, because now it like really makes it fluctuate between that second and third player. So all our pad players, Bresso plays keyboards, Johan is controller, Bits is keyboard, and Zinc is keyboard. There's 3 keyboard players, only Johan is a controller. Now we're gonna be go on keyless map, Roscoe. The gear identity map. As Zinc writes in the chat, it would be really nice to see quadruple finalists, but actually at this point it seems like it might be. Actually, this is the biggest points gap we have seen during the entirety of the match. There's a couple of -10 positions from Johan's side. It's definitely created a bit of a points gap between first and last. Still the closest match we have seen in terms of points in throughout the match. It's kind of nice to see it's on a pretty close note to end it off at the very end. So if you're not familiar with reverse cup modes, you start off with already 100 points. Basically, the higher position, the less points you lose. If you do not finish, you even lose 15 points. When you reach the finalist, or basically run out of points, if you place last, you get eliminated. So it's kind of like track of the day with, cup of the day with basically multiple lives in that sense. And your like position impacts and how fast your like basically life drains out. As we're going to be starting off first round on Resco. Bits is a bit on a 6 points lead above Bresso, but only 7 points above Zing. So the top 2 is the main threshold right here. Johan also can still clutch it out. We have seen a sick comebacks also in some earlier matches, but it seems like it was all like donezo, but we like the bottom players managed to clutch it out by just not losing a single round at the very end. Bit of a shaky starts from Bresso and Johan as Bits and Zinc take the 1-2 positions, but Zinc are not having the best of middle parts, not having a lot of extra speed, goes for the inside launch, has a bit of weird gear setup, but due to that, Johan and Bresso goes for the overtake. Due to that, Bits is still leading. Oh, Bresso almost clipped aside, did the cusp of flip. Zinc a bit lost the gear, but still has the most amount of momentum out of the bottom 3 players. Bits goes for another -3 points. This is going to be a bit of a blind drift in some cases. No weird corner taps, if you can say it like that. Bits trying to take it safe. What a sick outside line from Zinc, but it was sadly not enough to make it. Maybe a small dirt wiggle would have like make it, but still Zinc gets the 3rd place into that. Bresso gets 2nd and Johan in 10. So Johan, if he wants to survive, he needs to take a top 2. Otherwise, if he gets in bottom 2 in this, Johan gets bottom 2 in this round, he will be put into reverse finalist. So all the players are actually closing in on the danger zone a bit. Even Bits is only 29 points apart. 3 not that great rounds from him, and he's also set at the bottom. So very, very close round so far. Johan as well is not too far off. Johan only 0.3, so it comes down to gear. You can save up to 0.5 potentially with a very good gear management if you manage to get the upper gear early and maintain it. Bits now just increases the lead, but also Johan gets a sick exit speed out of that part. Bresso still in 2nd place. Zinc also wants to have a saying in this. Johan needs to get the top 2, otherwise he's in finalists. All Bresso and Zinc risk the end, allow them to overtake, sending off Johan into bottom position. Bit secures another -3, just giving him that extra safety net, as Bresso is at 16 points, Zinc is at 11, and Johan is now in reverse finalist. So potentially the final round for Johan. So all the main thing for Johan is just not to be last and potentially send his opponents, basically drain the other points to the finalists and then play them on pressure. That's not all done from Johan, but with that kind of start, it might even be it. He does get a bit more exit speed, but all comes on the gearing part. Most of the people at this stage of the tournament know how to maintain the gears properly. He went for the outside line, trying to get the upper gear early, but was not successful. Seems like Bits is currently leading, gets unlucky touch, and Johan crashes out. And I believe this might be it for Johan, as like the top 3 places are kind of set in stone. Both Bits and Zinc went for the outside setup, but Zinc touched the sun. Where's Johan? Where is Johan? Where is Zinc? No, and Johan actually still got eliminated. Zinc got a bit lucky at the end, but it's a GG's for Johan, as he will be ending the tournament with a top 8 finish at the very end. So just one more elimination. Zinc at the moment is on the riskiest side, so if Zinc gets first place in this round, he will get that extra round that he definitely needs. Bits currently leading, followed by Zinc and Bresso in third, but still a pretty close round. A bit too much of an oversteer from Bresso's side. He does get a nice inside line though, get an extra grip, reducing their travel distance. Very close round so far. Zinc really needs that first place in this round. Goes for the outside-inside approach. Still really even so far between all 3 of them. Only 0.1 difference so far. Small adjustment from Bits, but Zinc gets still in the lead. Adjustment from Bits and also from Bresso, that a small release at the exit point. Seems like Zinc is leading. No early touches from the awkward exit. It looks like Zinc still, no, he touches. No, he still touched it and is not going to be able to maintain it, so he will be put into finalist. But it's still not over for Zinc. He will be put in a finalist. But Bresso is also only on 4 points. So if he just needs to hope that Bresso also gets basically second or third and he is not last. So basically needs to either him or Bits win it. And Bresso to be last if we can go. I think that's something that Zinc really announced. But since we're going on a new map, Rose Raid, a definitely more consistency-based map, Zinc definitely now has the pressure up. But both Bresso and Bits have a tiny bit of a safety net. Bresso is not that safe. However, if Bresso does take first place, he will still have an extra round spare. While Bits has multiple now. So after this might be potentially the last map where we'll see everything unfold. As we're gonna have the last 20 seconds of the warm-up. So this was a potentially deciding round. So who the top 2 players will be from this match will be playing on stage tomorrow in the losers bracket final. The bottom, and the third place will be eliminated from the tournament. So at the moment, Zinc is in that riskiest position. However, he still needs to deny both Bits and Bresso. So potentially final round for Zinc. No silly mistakes so far. A bit of a shakiness coming with that additional pressure coming from Zinc's side. He is 0.2 behind. A tiny bit of a gain he's gotten. Didn't get the grip, so due to that, Bits does increase the lead. However, Bresso actually caught up with that since he made then a bit more extra speed in the transition. No silly mistakes from Bresso or Bits. They actually have a very, very close round so far. Zinc trying to push it, get extra speed, coming to the freewheel part. Really, really close. Maybe we'll see some crazy... No, not the best exit speed coming out, as there's a very close round between Bits and Bresso so far. And it seems like if someone wins the end, it seems like gonna be a solid round between both Bits and Bresso with solid times as well coming from them. And that's gonna be a GG for Zinc, and Zinc will be eliminated from the tournament. So due to that, Bits and Bresso will be playing tomorrow on stage in the losers bracket final. It was a very, very good round by both Bits and Bresso at the very end. And due to that, we have known all the 6 players who will move on to day 2. So we have Mime, Deska, and Forever from Poland. We have Auris and Bits from Lithuania, and we have Bresso from Germany, who are the top 6 players at the event. Yeah, seems like people are kind of happy about their performances. Yeah, Bresso as well, Bits as well. Zink is a bit disappointed because he was really, really close, but still congratulating each other with a pretty solid match. Yeah, sadly to that, Estonia will be out. We'll try to get them to come here for a small for interview with Bresso and Bits as well. Can you call them to come here? Call them to come here. Yeah. All right, so we'll have a small interview with Bits and Bresso afterwards as well. We could get Zink on as well afterwards for the 3rd place finish. You have to lean on the mic a bit, you know. But yeah, so how was your match? You're qualified for day 2, top 6. Yeah. How was it?
Well, it started out like, I thought I wouldn't have like that many problems, but I just started crashing more and more, and I thought, in the middle of match, I thought like, maybe I could go out actually. It didn't look that good for me.
But yeah, still you qualify for the top 6. How do you see yourself on doing in day 2, and how you feel like that you'll be playing on stage as well?
The opposition is gonna be like incredibly tough, so I'm hoping to get like maybe top 4 at best, but I don't think I can win because the guys I've seen play today, they're incredibly fast and consistent. I don't think I can top them, but we'll see tomorrow.
All right, so there was a very close fight between you and Bresso at the very end. How did it feel like that you saw that, for example, Zink had that mistake, and could you see also Bresso being a potential challenger also coming into day 2 as well?
Oh yeah, I think Bresso's consistency is what keeps him going, and he relies on the mistakes, and he's also fast on some maps. So yeah, the last round it was like I just wanted Bresso not to crash because I saw we were both equal, and I saw Zink was like half a second behind. I was like, no, I don't want any more rounds. Let's just get this over with. And
all right, so yeah, congratulations on making it to day 2. Could you think you could potentially take it from the Polish guys? Potentially. There was a very close match.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it before, but it depends how well they'll perform. I think I'm like at my peak right now. I don't think I'll get any faster, but who knows? Maybe a good night's sleep and things can turn out better tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you for the interview.
Thanks.
And we'll soon have Bresso now coming on as well. So yeah.
I need to follow the blinkers for this.
Yo, you can come in closer.
Yeah.
So how is it? You qualified for day 2? What are you expecting? Like, how you're feeling now that you actually made it to day 2 in a very kind of close match, actually?
Yeah, it's very difficult, but I also think like the first time I got here, like had like 20 minutes to prepare at the PC, and at first I thought like, wow, I'm shaking way too much. And now I'm making it to day 2. I'm just happy, and whatever happens tomorrow, I'm just happy to be here. Really,
yeah, awesome.
Insane.
There was a very close match all from the beginning, and then to the end there was a bit of gap. But did you feel like that, oh man, this is going to be a really tense match, like from the beginning? Not seeing like the points difference being just like, I think it was just 2 points from first to last. That's multiple points. So did you think that it will be really rough, but you still managed to make it? How do you see yourself performing in day 2?
Yeah, first of all, like from the beginning, you could really see it was going to be a very close match. Like when I saw we had like 76, 75, 74, and we were like, I don't know, like constantly like doing the same amount of mistakes. So I knew it would kind of come down to the last rounds. And yeah, just for day 2, I don't know, really. I hope I can make it into the final, but I think it will be really tough. So I'm just happy really that I made it to the stage.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people really wanted to kind of like at least aim for the top 8, at least get to that on-stage start. But yeah, massive thanks, congratulations to making to day 2. and hopefully maybe you'll snipe yourself into top 4 maybe as well. I think it would be a really awesome
Try
surprise.
to see what I can do.
Yeah. Maybe we could get also, yeah, thank you for the interview. Zinc. Come in. We'll get Zinc as well on stage. Not on stage, on the interview. So sadly, everyone with the Winkers. So how do you feel? Like it was so close for you to make it to the on-stage day 2. How are you feeling in general about day 1?
I would say I'm still happy. I played way better than I expected, but still, that's just a really painful way to lose. Like, holy, I threw so hard on like Roskoe. It was painful. I had so much space. I still refused to release. I hit like the same pole like what 2 times in a row.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. Like, how do you see yourself playing on such a pressure at LAN for the first time? You know, well, basically, yeah, first time basically.
Well, it's amazing. I love it. Still, kind of sad that it ended so early. Let's say.
Yeah, but still top 6 is not. Top 8 is not too bad as well.
It's not bad as well.
Yeah. So either way, could you think of potentially take it tomorrow?
Who will? As much as I love the Baltics and being Estonian and all, I still kind of feel like the Polish people tend to take the podium instead.
I see.
It's like, well, my guess is still mine.
And between, let's say, Team Poland versus Lithuania and Germany, could you think who would have the most amount of participants in the grand final? Hard to say, right? I mean, there is Auris in the winners at the moment, and Bits and Brisso are in the lowers. There is a chance for a 50-50 or like 3 people as well. So 3-1.
I want to say Lithuania still.
So
my
you
mind
still say,
stays
yeah?
with the Baltics.
So yeah, either way, so you're saying that, but we'll see how it's everything else. I would say the Polish guys are quite looking dominant, but we'll see how it turns out. Anyway, thank you for the interview. Yeah, that will be it for today. We had all the matches played out, so tomorrow it will be at 2 EEST. We'll be starting with the winners. Then immediately after that, we'll have the losers final, then the grand final to end off the whole event. We'll be starting at 14 EEST. That'll be the starting time, and all the matches will be played on stage at the venue. So yeah, thank you all for watching for this stream and for all the match. Hope you enjoyed. Also, hope you also stay tuned for tomorrow. That'll be it for it today. Thank you all for watching, and then see you tomorrow.